Thank you for joining me in Hoda's Career Chat. I have some exciting news to share. Starting today, a little bit, but even more next week in June, I'm going to be digging deeper into some of the questions that I have been asked. I've collected enough data, and the listeners have also asked for digging deeper into some of the questions. So it has been my pleasure to do so, and I've kind of started this week, and I'm super excited to share what I found. But before I move any further, I would like to welcome the new listeners. My name is Hoda. I'm a career management professional. I wear many hats in the career field, but most importantly for Hoda's Career Chat, I work to help my listeners motivate them to move forward in their careers. So if you have any questions about education or career, please send them in my way. I love to do the research if I don't know the answers to your questions. So we've talked the past few weeks a lot about anxiety and stress due to COVID-19. And we've also talked a little bit about how breathing can help relieve some of that anxiety and stress. So I went and digged a little bit deeper for you, and here's what I found. Researchers are telling us that most of us do not focus enough on breathing. So that's for us to remember and try to focus more on breathing. So let's all start and do that right now. Take a breath in and out, and let's see how that feels. So this was a good start, but what they're telling us is that these breathing exercises need to be deep, rhythmic inhales and exhales. What does that really mean? What this means to us is that we need to inhale through our nose, exhale through our mouth for 4 to 6 counts. So you inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And I probably even did that too fast, but you get the idea. And then, so feel free to do that as I talk, see if that helps you breathe and more normally, and if it does get rid of some of that stress or anxiety you may be feeling. And they want us to repeat this 6 to 10 times. I did try that, and it does work. And I mentioned before, I had read about this a little bit, and some of my clients tell me it does work for them, particularly before an interview or even a Zoom meeting where they're the main speakers. Just taking that deep breath in and out, and it does work. Now, I just want to take deep breath because I'm talking about it so much. But it does help in that it makes you a little bit more comfortable in what you are doing, and it does work for more than that. And here's what researchers tell us: slow, calculated breathing. So like I said, when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, that's when you're breathing in. That's what slow calculating breathing would mean. And how do they help us? A slow calculated breath acts as a distressor. It increases your focus and it gets rid of anxiety. So try that, and definitely in the comment section, let me know if it worked for you. And once we've done that, so we've decreased our stress, we've increased our focus, it's time to start reflecting on what is causing that anxiety and stress. And by reflecting on it, trying to pinpoint it, you're going to move forward in dealing with it. So whether it is the anxiety of not working during COVID-19 or not knowing what to do now that you've finished high school, or stress of dealing with children at home as you're working from home, taking that deep breath and say, okay, I do have a problem. How am I going to deal with it? Now you are more focused, you're less stressed about it, and you're ready to deal with it. Looking forward to your comments about if this worked for you or not. And if not, I'll dig deeper into the breathing exercises and come up with more exercises for you. Now, if you like any names of where I collected this research from, please send me an email or message me on any of the social media links I am on, and I will give you the name of and resources that I collected the data from. And now it's time to move to some of your favorite part, your questions answered. Before I move forward, I want to remind you, you can type your questions in chat or you can send the questions to me directly. There are no right or wrong questions. If you're thinking of it, please share it and we will everyone listen to the answer. No question is too silly to contemplate or share for me or for you, because if one of us is thinking of it, then absolutely someone else is thinking of it, and we are helping others as well as ourselves. My promise to you, if I don't know the answer, to let you know, and then I will do my best to find the answer for you. And this is what I tried to do today with the breathing exercises. I dig deeper. I have a lot of data collected now. If you want to know more about breathing exercises, I would definitely love to share them with you. But without further ado, let's start with your questions. My daughter is in grade 9. Is it too early to start talking to her about what she wants to do after completing high school? I do not think it is too early. This is my personal opinion. I think actually it doesn't hurt to start talking about careers with children at any age. But I would not approach it from the perspective of what she wants to do after completing high school. I would definitely recommend focusing on her likes, dislikes, interests, helping her develop personal awareness of what interests her and what keeps her motivated. Remind her of her dreams. Does she have any dream? What did she want to do when she was young? Did she want to be a pediatrician? Did she want to be an engineer? Did she want to be a lawyer? Did she want to be a graphic designer? If she wanted to do any of that and you feel now she's lost interest in that, it's time to talk about it. Actually, it's not too early. Approach it from the perspective of not what she wants to do when she grows up, but what kind of interests she'd like to develop more. What does she like to do today and what would she like to build on? By having her develop all that, when it's time to make a career choice, she might already know by then. So if she likes to draw, and we talked about graphic designers, but also cartoon, comic, any other options that she can guide you to is like, wow, I love this artist, or I love what the scientist is researching. Help her build on that, and that will definitely guide her to finding a career when it's time to make a decision. There are a lot of resources available online for interests. My favorite, and I've said that before, and I don't make money off of that, it's the VS Strengths Survey. I like it because it focuses on character strength rather than telling right away, testing and saying, okay, these are the jobs that are for you, but it helps start that personal knowledge and that self-awareness. But there are a lot of resources out there, personality tests that she can take if she's interested in. And if you are interested in more, please send me a message. And I also actually have a list on my website, rightcareerfit.com, of free resources. Just go to the complimentary services page. So no, it's not too early. Moving on to the next question. I am 1 year away from completing a bachelor degree in science. I have not been able to find an opportunity for the summer. Is it okay for me to stay home and relax for the summer? We are in May, and I understand that you're probably stressed that you couldn't find a job. And it's okay to relax a little bit for the summer, but not do nothing at all. It depends on where you're headed with that Bachelor of Science. typically it is a competitive path. So while staying home is what we're doing right now, I do recommend you find an online opportunity that caters to your interest, whether it is a volunteer opportunity. I know there are a lot of volunteer opportunity in the science field right now, particularly related to the pandemic. But there are a lot of nonprofit organizations as well looking for online volunteers, whether through their call centers or other concerns that they may have that they're looking for volunteers to support them with. So definitely try to look for something part-time, even 2 hours a week, nothing too stressful, so you can still relax and enjoy your summer. But it's nice for you to continue developing your skills. But that's how I feel about myself. Even when I'm on vacation, I feel that it's good to do a couple hours of something. If you can't find anything, then reading books on your interests in science, whether that could be like fiction or nonfiction books, but definitely develop your knowledge somewhere and somehow. I talked before about developing skills. If you like to learn a language, that could be an option. Taking a course that is not too stressful but helps you develop a new skill can be another good idea. So I'm definitely not in favor of relaxing too much. There are other coaches too, who would say, yeah, sure, relax, particularly if you think you need it. And I'm not saying don't, but engage in a couple of hours a week in something, either reading a book, volunteering, or even helping the neighbors and looking for skills within that. So you can develop new skills by helping the neighbors. All right, moving on to the next question. I was recently let go from my job with a healthy bonus package. I have always wondered how it would feel to be my own boss. What are your thoughts on this transition? I think that's a great idea, particularly if you already have ideas about where you would like to move forward with that. Definitely, you'll need to do a lot of research, a lot of thinking about where you want to be headed, what kind of business you want to be starting. Is it private? Is it big? How much investment? You don't want to be investing all your bonus package. So definitely a lot of research will need to be done. A book I finished recently called Don't Retire, Rewire definitely encourages you to do something now that you're not working. It would definitely they target 40 plus people, 40 years old plus in that book. And they have a lot of ideas, a lot of questions for you to think about. And the reason I liked it, obviously, those who know me by now know that because it did involve reflection on what you've done in your life and what you your life to look moving forward. So definitely research it. And there's nothing wrong with exploring it before deciding if you want to go get another job or become your own boss. So congratulations on the bonus package and best of luck in your reflections as to whether this is the right move for you. Right, this question is good. I know a little bit more about it too. Is LinkedIn really useful for finding a job? How important is it for me to have an account, a LinkedIn account? And how much time should I spend posting and looking for jobs on LinkedIn? Well, one of the things is when you're searching for a job, like if you are right now not working, we career professionals are united in saying you have to spend 8 hours looking for a job, 8 hours a day. So consider it your full-time job. If you are already working but considering career transition, on the weekends is fine as well. LinkedIn is useful for finding a job. There are a lot of job postings on it, and most of them are reliable and rarely lead to dead-end links. You have to have a profile that portrays what you're looking for, the kind of job you're looking for. So if you are a career management professional like me, you have to be putting that in more detail, what type of jobs you're looking for. So definitely your profile needs to look good, nice photo, not wearing sunglasses, and not out on the beach. It needs to look professional. Now, a lot of career management professionals tell you it needs to be a headshot. Mine is not. It's whatever your level of comfort is. If you check my LinkedIn profile, you'll see it's not a headshot, and I did that on purpose to show people that it doesn't really need to be a headshot. It just needs to reflect you, but not you at the beach. So you in a professional work attire and in a professional working manner. So once you get your profile set up, it starts becoming useful because recruiters do look at people's profiles, particularly when you do apply a job. Whether you apply to a job through LinkedIn or through other social media websites or other job placement websites, they do look for that. They are checking you out online, simply put. So it's definitely useful to have LinkedIn account with a very good looking profile. So it is important and useful. How can you use it to find a job? Now, this is where it becomes important. Of course, you can apply on the jobs that are posted on LinkedIn, but you can apply on other posts, career posts as well. But most importantly, what you need to do is when you apply is to look for names of people. Names of people, either the person who posted the job or people who work in the company who could probably lead you to the person who posted the job. Reaching out to people who post the job, asking more about it, building connections in the company who posted the job will help you learn more about it. And by learning more about it, you are able to improve what your resume looks like. You are able to improve your cover letter if that is required. Sometimes it's not. And definitely during the interview, you already know a lot about the company, so you can share that knowledge and probably learn a lot more about the position that is posted. So that's how LinkedIn can be useful. It definitely requires you putting the extra work to reach out to people and build your network. And if you're not comfortable doing that, definitely building a LinkedIn profile can help. How much time should you spend posting and looking for jobs? It's 8 hours a day. On LinkedIn, you can do an hour a day and then move on to other posts. You do get breaks, lunch break for sure. And posting is good and can be useful. It depends on your level and whether you've written articles or you've got YouTube videos or other social media shares that you've accomplished. It's or even ideas about your work. If you have your own ideas about it or articles that you've read that you think will show your knowledge or will show how you're developing your knowledge, you can post that. How often is up to you? Do you have other, are you on Instagram and Twitter as well? Or is LinkedIn your only social media account? Once a week should be good enough to get you started. And once you build your network, you'll decide what works for you. But as I said, if you really want to benefit from LinkedIn, the best way to benefit is to reach out to others who might have similar interests or who might work in a company you want to work for. This is how LinkedIn can be useful. And not just haphazardly sending connection, please connect, but messaging the reasons you reached out to a person. So whenever you reach out, typically on the phone, it doesn't allow you to do that, but on any laptop, you will be asked, would you like to message that person you're trying to connect with? And you will be prompted to say, because they will say, it's a good idea to do that. And I agree that it's a good idea, because people will be more curious about you. Like, why did you write this message and who are you? So then your name will be known and it'll be useful in finding a job for sure. So let me just summarize. Is LinkedIn really useful for finding a job? Yes, if you put the work in it to find the job. How important? I think it's very important to have an account, just a basic account, not necessarily premium, but a basic account with a very good profile that portrays who you are and what you're looking for. And how much time should I spend posting? Posting once a week is enough to start, and then you decide if you want to post more, just so you have a good portfolio for recruiters if they do look at your account. And then looking for jobs on LinkedIn, it could be once a day, it could be once or twice a week. It depends on the field you're in and how, like, you'll learn as you use it. How many jobs are posted per day? Do you need to go more often? Because, wow, every day you go, there's 10, or you go once a week and only one shows up that matches what you're looking for. So definitely lots of options here, but definitely get started with a LinkedIn account. Okay, we are almost out of time. So I have to move on really quickly here to the next slide or the next quote so that I can share with you something that has to do with breathing before I let you go. If you want to conquer the anxiety of life, live in the moment, live in the breath. I like this quote because it's reflected what we started talking about today. If you're anxious, focus on your breath. Remember that. It does something for you to reflect on. Till next week, I see you, and let me know how has breathing helped in helping you de-stress and get rid of some of that anxiety that might be bothering you. And before I let you go, I just want to remind you that I am on social media. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. You can also message me on my website, rightforcareerfit.com. But if you would like to listen to this episode again, it is on YouTube and SoundCloud. It should be posted by the end of the day today. And until next week, best of luck in your job search or career transition, and I'll see you next week.